Veda, what happened in the dressing room after the end of that game?
I think it really took half an hour to 45 minutes actually come back in because there's a lot of people who had come to watch, and it was our duty to oblige them and make sure we're there out for them. So we really didn't have everybody in the dressing room even once, I feel. I think we were all coming in, going out, food, and since it was already late, um, we had a chat the next day after we reached here. So it was good. It was very relaxing, to be honest. So I'm just assuming it was relaxing because everybody were doing whatever they liked.
What was the chat the next day about the game?
See, it's a very simple one because it's just a game that we've won, and we still have a lot of games going. So we can't just be complacent with the victory and be happy with that. We have to let go of that emotions and make sure that we focus again today at the training and make sure we repeat all the good things we did.
Just like in the warm-up games in Brisbane, after that West Indies warm-up game, the team sat down for a chat and no staff or anyone, just the team, and you were having quite a long chat amongst yourselves. What was going on in that conversation?
Uh, we've been here for almost more than 20-25 days, and it was all about brushing on to a last minute chat. And since we are a very close knitted group, we have a lot of honest conversation in that huddle, and it is nothing like we planned something like that. It is just very instinctively that we wanted to have a chat together and probably like brush it down to saying that what our roles are and making sure that going forward that we will be starting a World Cup campaign, and it was very much needed that everybody knows what their role is. So it just to make it very clear to all of us.
Hi, Veda.
Hi.
Uh, Obviously, Funa Miada has been the talk of the town since that performance. What happened in the dressing room, or even perhaps at the team hotel after that game, specifically around Funa Miada?
Well, we all know what she's capable of and what she's done. She's been doing what she did. Um, I think she's been very consistent in the last 2-3 years. That she's actually the one who's been like our main bowler, the one who takes wickets for us. And there's a joke around in the team where we say that तो हमारी पत्तों का इक्का है, so we have to make sure that you are taken care of. So there's a lot of joke which goes around saying that you just tell what you want and everything will be there, you don't have to break your head. So it's more about in a very joking way. We have a lot of fun together as a group, and everybody takes it in a very sporting way. And yes, PY has done an incredible job, and I'm hoping that she continues to do well for us.
Right, and the previous game also saw you return to the Indian T20I first 11. What is the importance of this tournament for you personally, Veda? How much a great performance from your end could probably uplift your morale and also that of the team?
Well, it is, to be honest, it's not just about how I would feel. Um, uh, and I mean, though it's like I didn't play the last 2-3 games for the team, I knew that going into the World Cup, I'll play an important role in the squad if given a chance. And it is not that I have not been doing well. I've been getting a lot of runs. I've been in a good nick. I've been hitting the ball well. It is just about executing those things in the game day, and considering the order I bat and the role I've been given, it's very difficult to say that it is going to be it's not going to be how it is going to be the other top order ones. It will just be a little cameos and the last push what I can give for the team, and if I can do that in the games going forward, I think it will be a huge plus for us because as you have all seen that that our bowling attack is doing really well, and it is just about making sure that we get those 10-15 runs on the board, so that the bowlers have that extra cushion, and and as a fielding unit and as a bowling unit, everybody knows what the plan is and how to go about. So it is just making sure that there is a little bit of cushion given to the bowlers.
Has there been any thought to adjusting your bowling for the pace of the whack-at wickets?
Oh, yeah, I actually was watching the game and we were just having a casual dinner and it looked like there was good bounce on the wicket and that'll be pretty exciting for all of us considering that all the batters love the ball coming onto the bat and it looked like a good wicket to bat on. At the same time, it is about just making sure that the bowlers do a slight adjustment with their line, not to get excited with the bounce of the wicket and go shorter. It is still about making sure you make sure that you make the batsman play in the front foot, and we're pretty good in adjusting to that, knowing that we've played our tri series and we've had different wickets every game, and our bowlers have adjusted very beautifully to that, and so it's more about the Australian wicket now in the next game, I guess, since we had our type of wicket the last game.
And thinking back to Friday as well, the fantastic crowd in Sydney, how big a boost was it for you to look up and see those waves of blue and gold in the crowd?
Well, it was very fascinating to have so many people turn out on that day and have a lot of support for us, and it is very evident. It's not just here. Wherever we go, we have a lot of Indian fans who come and watch our game, and I like for the fact that how we started off 2-3 years back with only your family and friends coming to watch the game to actually having almost close to full stadium, and I think it's a big turnaround for us as well, and we are happy for the fact that people want to watch us play, and we just want to give it back to them by winning those games.
Veda, did the victory in Sydney remind you in any way of the 2016 T20I series victory in Australia? Because that was one turning point that even Mithali Raj, Smriti, Harman has often spoken about as being one of the turning points in the history of women's cricket. So did that bring back memories in any way?
To be honest, no, not for me. Like I am also one amongst them who actually talk about that 2016 victory as one of the highest point of cricket for us, and I think it was just that we were all so into the game, we actually did not realize for the fact that there's a lot of people watching us. There's a whole lot of India watching us back home. It just felt like we are in a zone and we are there to just do our job and make sure that we win and not get distracted by what's happening outside and around us. It was just about the team and the 11 of us who are inside with the rest of the team and the support staff outside. It was just us and us making sure that we get the job done. And it is honest, to be honest, it is just my personal thing, because I remember having this chat with one of my friends when they said, how did you feel having so many people around? And I felt like I knew there is people, I knew that there's a lot of buzz happening, but to be honest, I couldn't hear anything or I couldn't see anything. So maybe for the fact that it's not the first time we've had so many people. Well, we felt that when we played in England, but going forward with a lot of people coming and watching, it's just that maybe we've just gotten used to it as well. And at the same time, we have one talk which goes in our dressing room every day is like not to get distracted. So I think that is something which everybody is taken seriously and we know what we have to do. So it is just that, and we would love people to come and watch us play, but at the same time, it's not about pleasing those people, it's making sure we get the job done.
Last question.
Firstly, this is the first time India are going to play Bangladesh after 2018 Asia Cup. Memories?
I expected this question. Like I said, again, haven't even thought about this. Only when I got to know that I have to do the media, that's when this question popped into my head. Otherwise, we've not even spoken about it. We have not even had a chat about it. And like I said, it is just another game. We know since it's World Cup, we'll be playing everybody. almost everybody if we have to make it to the finals. So it is only about going for the fact that we're playing them tomorrow and making sure that we execute our plans and do well. Apart from that, what's happened in the past is past. You really can't change anything about it, so there's no point having a chat about it.
And thinking back to the last game, there was that period in between where Jemmy was at the crease for 30, 35 balls, she didn't get a boundary. Dipti was, before she got into the 40s, didn't get a boundary. The inability to get boundaries in that middle over period, is that a concern after the power play?
Not really. If you look at it, I think if you're talking about boundary ratios, I think both the teams, only the power play is where you got the boundaries, and apart from that, there's no boundaries at all from their team as well as our team. So that clearly shows how difficult the wicket was to bat on, and I think that partnership was very crucial for us to not lose wickets and making sure that we have enough wickets in the end. And at the same time, it is making sure that whatever score we've planned to get, and to make sure that we have enough score for our bowlers to defend and not get too ambitious to go for our strokes and being 20 runs short of what exactly we wanted. So it was mainly about making sure that we get enough runs on board. And again, like I said, it's about the wicket and how it played. I'm sure going forward with a better wicket and ball coming on nicely to the bat, I think that is not a problem. We know how good Jemmy is and how good a bat Deepthi is. So that is not a concern at all. And in fact, I think they adjusted really well and didn't panic that they didn't get boundaries and playing a wild shot and losing wickets. Had we been 10-15 runs short, probably it would have been more difficult for us.